Back to my channel for another video. Today is another episode of She Did What Now. I know I haven't done one in a while, but today I am bringing you the most, the dopest, and the extra. Okay, y'all, I'm feeling myself, so I'm a little extra in this intro, so I apologize. Today I am bringing you a box pleated skirt with suspender straps. I thought this would be appropriate for back to school. I absolutely love this tutorial. I love the final look. I hope you guys love another episode of She Did What Now, because I did that, honey. I did that. I hope you guys are enjoying August. Hope you guys are enjoying your last year of summer and getting ready to go back to school. And for me, going back to school time means going back to work, since I'm an art teacher. So anywho, guys, go. If you have any questions, any suggestions, please leave them in the comment box below. Don't you be scared to get that like button, a little beep beep. And I know why you watching. You better go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'm just saying, cause I'm finna y'all ain't ready for what I got coming for y'all. Cause I'm about to bring it. Okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all summer. Hope you guys are being safe, having fun. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, Stylers, and always remember to love yourself fully. Until next time. Okay, Stylers, I started off with this fabric that is a pair of full size sheets that has this retro Dick Tracy comic print on it. So in order to create these pleated skirts, you're going to need your fabric, of course, a pair of scissors, a zipper, a marking tool, some snaps, closures if you want to add straps, and pins, of course. Pins are very important. You're going to need measuring tape to take your measurements, and rulers to make your measurements for your pleats. And then, of course, your measurements written down on how long you want the skirt, how long and wide your strap's going to be. So again, here's the fabric. I think these are full size sheets. Because the pattern is repetition vertically, I will have to cut the fabric in 3 sections so that I can get the continuation, the length, the width that I need across my body. So laying out my yardstick, I am going to mark down about 36.5 inches because I want to go past the second Dick Tracy logo. I want to get that Dick Tracy logo on the actual skirt. My skirt would end up being about 26 to 27 inches, but I had to mark the 32 for the first panel because of the logo, and I will go back and remove the top half of that panel to create my waistband. So you can see me here. I am cutting away at the first panel. Again, I marked it about 32.5 inches down from the top, and this will become my first panel. Next, I'm going to mark for my second panel, and again I'm marking this one is about 27, maybe 28 inches down, so that I make sure I get enough room surrounding that Dick Tracy logo. So my camera cut off. I didn't realize I was recording. So this is the part where I create the pleats. What you want to do is you want to mark from the edge of your fabric, edge of the panel, you want to mark 1 inch, and this will become your seam allowance. And then from that mark, you will mark 4 inches. And from that mark, you will mark another 4 inches all the way down the width of your fabric. So your size of your pleats are going to be 4 inches on the top. So I'm going to zoom in so you can show you closer. So you're going to grab where you did the mark, and you're going to fold that under and bring it towards you. And when you create new pleats, when you create a new pleat, bring it slightly over and slightly overlap the pleat that you already have, so you can have a nice, clean, closed look. And then you're going to grab the next mark that is another 4 inches away from you, and you're going to tuck that under and pull it away from you towards another mark that you marked at 4 inches away. So basically, you're gonna grab, fold over, bring towards you, grab, fold under, pull away from you. And if you need to slow this down and rewind this a few times to get it, that's fine. I'm sorry I couldn't get you better angles. So again, grab, mark at a mark, bring forward towards you, and then grab at another mark, which is 4 inches away, and pull away from you. Making sure you try to get that seam as clean as possible. You can always go over your pleats with an iron later on just to get them nice and crisp. Once you're done marking all of your panels, pleating all your panels, you want to measure it out and make sure you have the width that you need. I end up having to use all 3 panels. I just had to take out panels from the third one to make room. So right now I'm setting my sewing machine to a loose base stitch just to sew down and keep the pleats in place. And as you can see, I lift up the fabric, move the fabric around to make sure the underside of the pleats are laying in the right direction and there's no bunching and I'm not sewing over the underside of the skirts. And again, you can see me shifting around the fabric and making sure everything lays right. Now right now I am showing you how I am pinning together the different sections, the different panels to create a continuous skirt. I just match up pleat to pleat. I'm not really worried about how the pattern match up since it's a continuous pattern, and I'm more concerned with it showing mainly on the front and on the sides. So again, I just match up pleat to pleat, pinning them together as close as possible so the pleats are aligned. And then once I have it underneath the fabric, I sew at the top of the skirt, where the waistband would be, I sew as close to the pleat as possible and then veer out as I get towards the bottom of the skirt so that I can give it a little bit more flair and volume. If you have fabric that is continuous and is long, versus it's long in width versus length, then you don't necessarily have to worry about matching up your panels. You can just continue to pleat all the way till you get your waist measurements and then just sew it together in the back. But because again the fabric was it had a pattern that went vertical, I had to cut it in 3 panels to create a skirt that was wide enough for me. So right now I am setting my sewing machine to zigzag stitch. I am going to zigzag stitch all of the frayed and raw edges. This fabric kind of start fraying way more than I expected because it is sheets. I didn't expect it to fray like this, so I'm just going to zigzag stitch all of my edges. As you can see me here, I am just trimming off some of that frayed edges, and then I'm going to go back again and do a second zigzag stitch just to be secure because this fabric was frayed like no one's business. So now it's time to attach the waistband. So you can add interface to this, but I didn't have any, and I didn't really need some because the fabric was kind of stiff on its own. So you want to find the middle of your waistband and mark that with a pin, and then you want to find the middle of your skirt with the part where your zipper will be, and then the front middle of the skirt, and mark that with a waistband. So with the 2 middles of the skirt and the waistband lined up, you're going to lay down your waistband and skirt facing right sides together, and I'm laying my waistband down so that when I fold it up, the Dick Tracy is right side up. And you just want to pin the waistband around the perimeter of the top half of the skirts. And then you want to sew around the perimeter of the skirt. And again, I'm giving myself about 1/4 of an inch of seam allowance so that I can cover where I did the base stitch and the zigzag stitch on the underside of the skirt. And again, I'm just taking my time, making sure I don't have any fabric caught underneath the underside of the skirt, and everything is laying flat, and making sure that my new seam is covering the seams that pre-existed on the skirt when I did a zigzag stitch and a base stitch. So you can see me just constantly moving the fabric around. So now that we have the waistband attached, you can see that it has a nice seam clean look. You cannot see the stitches from the base stitch or the zigzag stitch. And now it's time to insert the zipper. You guys know I am not well at explaining how to insert the zipper. I just made sure that my panels lined up, and I left a little bit of the gap between the pleats so I can have a nice clean look. And then I just open the zipper and pin the zipper to both sides of the opening. Again, I will leave videos in the description box below for better explanation on how to insert a zipper. I'm sorry guys, I can't explain it well enough. So as you can see, the fabric is facing right side up because I want to sew on the right side of the fabric, so it gave me easy control so I could see what I was doing. I wanted this zipper to be as clean and neat as possible. So I took my time sewing on the right side of the fabric, made sure everything was laying flat, made sure there was no fabric bunching up underneath, and slowly took my time using a zipper foot to sew in the zipper. And it came out quite well. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. Like this is about the 4th or 5th zipper I have done, and this one is my favorite one. I did well, real well. I did well. Damn near great. So as you can see, here's a slow shot of me showing you my zipper action. I'm so proud of myself. That seam is clean and straight. So now you're gonna fold over your waistband to the back side of your fabric, so the wrong side of your fabric. You just want to cover all of the raw edges back there, all of your seams, and you just want to get it clean and neat looking on the inside of your fabric. So you're going to pin all the way around the perimeter of your skirt, folding over and back the waistband. Again, working on the right side of the fabric. I am moving slow because I want to sew in the ditch. This method is called sewing in a ditch, when you sew in between two seams. So it's easier when you sew in between two seams so that the new seam that you are sewing cannot be seen. And I took my time making sure there was no fabric caught underneath my waistband, caught underneath it, so that I didn't sew anything up on accident. And I just took my time and sewed on top. So now I'm going to create the straps. I wanted my straps to be about 39 to 40 inches long. So I just marked that on this scrap piece of fabric. And then I just cut that out. And you can have your fabric as long as you can have your straps as long as you need be. You want to have extra room so it can crisscross across in the back, or it depends on how tall or long or how short your torso is. And then I marked them about 4 inches wide. So they're going to end up being about 3.5 inches wide because the 4 inches is for seam allowance. And I just marked that up down the length of the fabric. And then again, I just took my marking tool and just drew some straight lines so that it's easier for me to cut, easier for me to see when I'm cutting. So So now I am just going to fold over the back side of my straps, and as you can see me here, I'm holding up to my body to see how wide I want it to be. So I gave it about 1/4 of an inch of seam allowance, and I just fold over both sides of the strap. And I'm not worried about it. You can see it underneath and try to make a tube for it and all that. These straps are going to be laying flat against my chest and back, so I don't really care how the underside of them look. And then when I'm not wearing them, they are detachable, so you don't have to worry about somebody seeing your straps. So again, I am giving this just a straight stitch down along the sides. You can zigzag stitch the edges just so that you don't have to worry about any fraying come later. I use Fray Don't Stray on these edges before I sewed them so that they don't fray on me. When I get to the end, I fold over the bottom hem of it, do a pivot turn where I put down my presser foot, put down my needle on my presser foot and turn it, and then continue down the bottom, and then do that again at the next corner and continue up the other side of the strap. Now it is time to sew on the snaps. You want to try on your skirt and mark where you want your snaps to sit. That depends on where you want your straps to sit on your body. So I have 2 snaps on the back side of my skirt right above my zipper, right next to my zipper. I also sewed on a hook and eye at the back of the skirt right above the zipper. I also sewed on the snaps onto the front and the back side of the straps so that the straps are completely detachable. And with that, stylist, you are done. I completely love this skirt. I had so much fun putting it together. I have been dying to use this fabric. I am so excited to finally share it with you guys. I love this skirt so much. I'm showing you both with it with the straps on as well as with the straps detachable. You can dress this up. You can dress this down. It's fun. It's flirty. It's retro. It's dope, and that's something I try to live by, to be as dope as possible. I absolutely love this skirt. Thank you. Skirt. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and always remember to love yourself fully. Until next time.